So you can now see that I've got E2 in there, and this makes more sense, right? Because in E2 is what we said was urgent, not urgent, but important, right? So they're the things that move the business forward, E2s, right? So I have to make sure that there is time in my schedule as to do E2s. Now, you can see that I might wake up at a ridiculous time in order to do the really important things, right? But that's what I have to do, right? And E2 is the deep work. Yeah, E2 is the deep work that you have to get done for the benefit of the company. So sometimes, yes, exactly, 8, 9 p.m. to 2 to 3 a.m., etc. kind of thing. If you don't balance out your time, AM, yeah. So this is why, if you don't balance out your time with things like, you can see I've got a massage booked right there in the middle of the day, right? But that's the advantage of us being business owners, right? Because I can take that off, but also the advantage of me having a team. I can trust Mal explicitly, right? So me taking off 2 hours in the middle of the day, it's how I recharge, because I woke up at 2 a.m. on Tuesday, and it's how I actually get my personal items done during the day without dropping the ball on the company stuff, right? So E2, for example, in your list, for example, your E2, what was important but not urgent? PESTLE, for example, right? So the PESTLE analysis here is not marked as urgent, so you could easily ignore it if you don't put it in there, right? I know you won't, but other people could, right? I definitely could. And so I've scheduled time in order to put that. Exactly, you've got so much time, exactly, right? And if you don't run it's my philosophy. My philosophy is that if it's not scheduled, if it's not my schedule, then I'm more than likely in order to wander off into a bookstore and read the latest books, right? So it's one of those things that it has to be inside my schedule. If it's inside my schedule, I will look at it, right? And I will do it. So for me, I would put the pestle there, right? Or I would put the SWOT review, because I know that it's important to you. It's not urgent to me, but I would put the SWOT review in there. So I would mark this as time to review SWOT and competitor analysis. Okay? Okay. So does that make sense?
Yes.
And so when your time is not your own, so whether you're starting your career, well, in fact, really, at all parts of your career, you're really going to be responsible to someone, whether or not it's the end user, the customer, upstream because of your boss, or downstream when you're managing a team, you're responsible to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
Send me this event on my Google.
Yes, I have. Yeah, that's okay. It's important in order for you to be clear in your communication as to when I said I was going to do something with you. When am I going to do that? I need to block out time. So every Sunday, it's something that Benjamin Franklin did. He would sit down and he would reflect on the previous week. So how well did he do, etc. And then he would think about the week to come, right?
Yes.
So Sunday time, you can see I've got here planning for next week, right? So when's my family, what they're doing, what's the menu, right? Because I have to meal plan. And then it coincides with a reflection piece. What were the frustrating parts? Was I actually working on my unique ability, or was I actually going off and doing everyone else's stuff? If I don't do everyone else's stuff, not good for me, but the team hates it because I've hired them to do that key stuff, right? So, and then a couple of reflection questions that I use to journal on, etc. Okay, so I think if I can teach you this component early in your career, then it will cause you a lot less frustration and you will feel a bit more ownership of, where you want your career to go, especially because you want to own your own business. Yeah?
Yeah.